Today, we are going to be doing a deep dive of Morthal's lore and just an overall analysis on this creepy, airy town that some may arguably say is the most boring town in the game, but I simply disagree. I've always been drawn to Morthal, and I've talked about it a lot on my Twitch streams, but there is a reason for that. Morthal is not your typical city or town. There is mystery and darkness that surrounds it. In this video, I'll be doing cinematic breakdowns of the quest lines, giving my takes on it, and then at the end of the video, I'll be kind of explaining a little bit more of an analysis on Morthal and its lore. Upon arriving in Morthal, we are met by what looks to be your stereotypical angry mob, surrounding High Moon Hall, expressing their concerns about the new wizard Falion and the other dark secrets that are unanswered in the town of Morthal.
What's the Jarl going to do about it?
How are we supposed to feel safe in our own homes?
Please, enough already. I have told Idgord of your concerns. She'll look after you all. Please, go about your business.
We've no need for wizards in our midst.
Morthal has enough problems as it is.
It's no use. Let's get back to it then.
So immediately after entering town and talking to the townsfolk, we can see that they're not happy with the Jarl regarding her visions. They feel she isn't doing enough. They don't trust the new wizard, and they're a little concerned about the burned down house. This sets the tone for how the people of Morthal really feel. They're not happy. They feel their questions and concerns are unanswered. Let's first dive into the Laid to Rest quest involving Hrogar and Alva.
I'm not one for talk. Try to keep to myself. Alva's been good to me ever since the fire.
Well, aren't you the handsome one? You and I should spend some time together.
I decided to play as a male character because I find that Alva is drawn to the male gaze, as she uses her seduction to try to enslave the town, but more on that later. Immediately after entering town, it's almost impossible to not notice the burned down house.
Is there a story behind that burned down house?
Hrogar's house? It burned down not too long ago. It's a real pity about his wife and kid. The screams woke half the town. Most folk won't go near it now for fear it's cursed.
How did the fire start?
Hrogar claims it was a hearth fire. Some folks say Hrogar started it himself.
With his own wife and child inside?
That's what they say. See, he's living with Alva now. That started the day after the fire. It ain't right moving in with a new love the day after your kin die like that.
We immediately realize that Hrogar is completely detached from the situation and has almost been brainwashed by Alva.
I heard your home burned down.
That's true, but I'm in a new house now, a better house.
What about your wife and child?
Yeah, that was a shame. But now Alva takes care of me and I take care of her.
It's pretty sad that this man just lost his wife and child in a house fire, and he seems completely unfazed, his main focus still being Alva, which, I mean, she proceeds to be super flirty and seductive with the rest of the men in town, so it's not like the feelings are mutual. You can even catch some dialogue of her being super flirty with Gorm in the inn when Hrogar is not around, so I mean, this just kind of shows the dynamic of their relationship.
Would you like to buy a lady a drink?
What would Hrogar say if he heard I was drinking with you?
Forget about Hrogar. He's always so tired lately. I need someone with a little fire in your blood.
After all you've put that man through, you should be more loyal to him.
Not to mention, she does the same talking to Benyor as well.
I'm bored, Benor. Nobody wants to have any fun with me.
If you leave that kinslayer Hrogar, I would be happy to keep your company.
Hrogar doesn't have to know if we sit together, or drink together. I doubt he would even care.
You tempt me mightily, Alpha, but I wouldn't cuckold another man, even a murderer like Hrogar.
As you can see, she has no respect for her relationship with Hrogar, and she's still craving male attention.
I hear you want someone to look into that house fire.
Hrogar's house fire? Hell, he lost his wife and daughter in the blaze. My people believe it to be cursed now. Who am I to gainsay them?
What does Hrogar say happened?
Hrogar blames his wife for spilling bear fat in the fire. Many folk think he set the fire himself.
Why would he do that to his own family?
Lust can make a man do the unthinkable. The ashes were still warm when he pledged himself to Alva.
So why haven't you arrested him?
On rumor and gossip? No. But you, a stranger, might find the truth for us. Sift through the ashes that others are too fearful to touch. See what they tell you. Should you prove him guilty or innocent, I will reward you.
So it seems that most of the town is already aware that there's some weird things going on with Hrogar and Alva involving the house fire, definitely some malicious intentions behind it. And I mean, they don't really seem to care. When approaching Alva on the situation, you are literally met with this response.
They say Hrogar burned down his house for you.
Do they? How delightful. I'm lucky to have a man that is so devoted to me.
I have Alva to take care of now. I don't need Helgi anymore.
Alva has Hrogar completely under her spell, and it's all a part of a greater plan she has. Pretty sad, but typical love story in Skyrim. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it can't be worse than, you know, the Camilla love triangle with Findel or Sven pretty much being okay with the fact that they're a side piece, but I digress.
Is Hrogar your father?
You know him? He made my favorite dolly, but I can't find her. Are you sure you aren't a stranger?
No, I'm a friend. Do you know what happened to your house?
The smoke woke me up. I was hot and I was scared, so I hid. Then it got cold and dark. I'm not scared anymore. But I'm lonely. Will you play with me?
If I do, will you tell me who set the fire?
Okay, let's play hide and seek. You find me, and I'll tell you. We have to wait for nighttime, though. The other one is playing too, and she can't come out until then.
We soon come to realize that the other is actually a woman named Lilette. She had been rumored to have left Morthal to join the Stormcloaks. We soon come to realize that this was not the case, that she was actually turned and is a vampire. We are then approached by a frantic Thonir, who is very sad and surprised to see his deceased wife in this state.
Ysmir's beard. She's a vampire. She's dead. Leolette is dead.
What can you tell me about your wife?
Leolette. I thought she left to join the Stormcloaks. Oh, my poor Leolette.
Did you notice anything strange before she left?
She began to spend a lot of time with Alva. Yet just a week before, she despised her. In fact, the night she disappeared, she was supposed to meet Alva. Alva told me later that she never showed up. I never got to tell her goodbye.
I think they may have met after all.
You think Alva? But that means... Ye gods! You think Alva is a vampire?
It's a possibility we can't ignore.
No, you're wrong. You must be wrong. Leolet may have met her fate out in the marsh. I refuse to believe Alva had anything to do with this. There is no way you can prove it to the Jarl. I hope Alva is not what you think.
So Thonir is in complete denial until further proof that Alva is a vampire, which is understandable. I mean, he did suddenly just find his wife completely turned, and up until this point, he truly did believe that she was taken either from the marsh or that she joined the Stormcloaks. So I think it's fair that he wants further proof before assuming. Fun fact, if you interact with Rogar during this part of the questline, you will be met with just an example of Alva pretty much enthralling him and brainwashing him. She pretty much convinces him that Thronir is abusive, and that's why Layla ran away.
Thonir says Alva was the last person to see Leylette, alive.
She came by so Alva could kiss her goodbye. Then she left to join the Stormcloaks.
She said goodbye to Alva, but not to her own husband.
He was cruel to her. He would beat her every night. It's no wonder she fled in the middle of the night.
Alva was the one that told Rogar that, by the way. It wasn't Leylette, so that's why it's a little suspect. It's now time to investigate Alva's house so we can bring proof to the Jarl and see if she's actually a vampire. Her house seems pretty normal, you know, until you go into her cellar and see that there's a coffin there, there's blood, there's skeleton bones. I mean, not sus at all. And in here, we will actually find Alva's journal, which in most playthroughs would be in her coffin, but mine's modded, so it comes on a table. Which reads, "My life is dreary. Where is my prince to come rescue me? Where is my bold Nord warrior to sweep me off my feet? I met a man today when picking night flowers. He is exciting and exotic. We kissed in the moonlight. It was so romantic. I'm going to see him again tonight. Now I understand the true colors of the night. Movarth has shown me the true black of the night and the true red of blood. He has promised me a feast of blood if I do his bidding in Morthal. Rogar was easy to seduce. Movarth said I should find a protector first, someone to watch over my coven during the day. Rogar is perfect." Leylette came to visit me tonight. She slaked my thirst. I've hidden her away to let her rise as my handmaiden. I've spread the rumor in town that she left to join the war. Fools. Movarth has confided his grand plan to me. I am to seduce the guardsmen one at a time and make them my slaves. Then he and the others from the coven can descend upon Morthal and take the entire town. We won't kill them. They will become cattle for our thirst, an endless supply of blood, and an entire town to protect us from the cursed sun. Rogar's family is becoming inconvenient. I've told Leylette to kill them all and make it look like an accident. Rogar must be seen as innocent if he is going to be my protector. That little fool, Leylette, burned Rogar's family alive. I asked for an accident and she gave me a scandal. To make matters worse, she tried to turn his little girl Helgi. Except Leylette couldn't even get that right. She killed the child and left the body to burn. Something is wrong with Leylette. She keeps talking about Helgi. I think her mind has snapped. She seems to think that the child can still be brought back to be her companion. So now that we have Alva's journal, we can return it to the Jarl as evidence, and we're met with a pretty funny response from Jarl Idgord.
I have Alva's journal.
So it's true, the traitorous bitch. Morthal owes you a debt. Here, you were promised a reward for solving the crime, but I need one more favor from you. Morthal is still in danger. The journal mentions Movarth, a master vampire I thought was destroyed a century ago.
I'm just itching for a
I'll gather together some able-bodied warriors to clean out Movarth's lair. They'll be waiting outside for you to lead them.
The master vampire Movarth that Idgord mentions is a very powerful vampire, so obviously he is the one who turned Alva, but one of the things I find very neat about this questline is, if you look, this vampire has a lot of lore in Skyrim. So he has a book called Immortal Blood, and if you don't know where to find it, you can find it in Alva's house. I'm not going to read it in this video, but I do strongly recommend you do read it if you are also someone who is very much interested in lore. I find his story very cool, and it's those little key details that really add to the overall story, and I wish Bethesda did this more in their quests. But essentially, to sum up the book Immortal Blood, it's pretty much about Movarth being a vampire hunter who studied their habits, weaknesses so obsessively that he eventually became one himself. He used his knowledge to become incredibly powerful and cunning.
Take us to Movarth's lair.
Let's continue with our quest to meet with an angry mob to take down some vampires. Once you defeat Movarth, you'll be fighting with a few vampires on the way out. They're not as hard as him though. Before exiting, you will come across Helgi, pretty much confirming the fact that you helped her cross over to the other side and can be reunited with her mother, so it's a pretty wholesome moment.
Mother's calling me. It's time for me to sleep now. I'm so tired. Thank you for making her feel better.
The master vampire Movarth is dead.
By the 8, I didn't think he could do it. Now maybe we can put all this behind us.
I've always been intrigued with this questline, even as a kid, and I think a huge part of that is because I have always loved vampires. I have a vampire obsession, I don't know. However, it's the small details that really drew me into this story. One of them being, I remember the first time I ran into Alva, I noticed that she would only leave her house at night. She'd only go to the inn at night, and then you come to find out later that she is a vampire and she will come out during the daytime, obviously. And then Helgi telling you to meet her after dark. I found that incredibly creepy playing as a kid. I don't know about anyone else. Skyrim doesn't have a lot of creepy moments, but I feel like that was one, just playing as someone younger. And thirdly, finding out that Alva was turned by a very powerful vampire named Movarth and going down a rabbit hole of his lore. I really enjoyed reading Immortal Blood and learning more about him. All in all, this quest is very memorable to me, and it's one of the more darker quests in Skyrim. I don't think there's another quest line that is just as dark. I mean, there may be a few, but this one definitely hits different, and it takes me back to the first time I played it, and it was one of the first things I did when I entered Morthal, so it definitely holds a nostalgic place in my heart. Now let's get back to Jarl Idgord Ravencrone.
I understand you have visions.
The divines reveal things to me at times, yes. I do not hide this. It is a gift. Anyone who believes otherwise does not and cannot understand it.
She is known by some as a wise woman touched by prophecy, but to others, she appears as a rambling old mystic, more interested in her riddles and visions than the day-to-day affairs of her hold.
The people still doubt me, don't they?
No, not at all. It's just...
It does not surprise me. They do not share in what I see, and I cannot explain it to them.
Just guide them well, and all will work out.
I have never doubted that, husband.
Jarl Idgord rules the hold of one of Skyrim's most mysterious territories, Halmarsh, which I'm sure I am pronouncing wrong, but I don't care. Please leave me alone. The most defining trait of Idgord is her gift of sight. She claims to receive visions that reveal glimpses of possible futures and hidden truths. She describes them as if the mist of the marsh itself whispers to her, carrying omens of what is yet to come. She often speaks of dangers that others cannot yet see. For example, she foresaw the Civil War, though she interprets it differently from her peers, believing Skyrim must endure hardship to achieve its destiny. When the Dragonborn arrives in Morthal, Idgord seems to recognize them as a figure of fate. She remarks that she has seen them in her visions long before their arrival, treating their presence not as chance, but as fulfillment of prophecy. However, there is a lot of skepticism regarding Jarl Idgord. Many in Morthal doubt her visions, including her own housecarl, Gorm, and sometimes even her own children. I mean, some of the townsfolk whisper that she is mad, lost in dreams. But when her warnings prove true, those doubts quickly give way to unease. I can understand where the people of Morthal would be upset. I mean, Morthal is isolated, vulnerable to banditry, undead threats, and eternal unrest. Not to mention, the marsh is right there. Don't even get me started on the Pale Lady. Yeah, I think I would be a little concerned if my Jarl was just sitting there saying, "Let my visions guide me," instead of taking action. I think their reaction is completely justified. Yet her reputation as a seer helps deter open rebellion. Those who oppose her fear that she already knows the outcome of any plot against her. She stands apart from Skyrim's other Jarls, where Ulfric and Elsif are drawn into politics and war. Idgord exists more in the realm between physical and spiritual. But honestly, she truly adds to one of the reasons I love Morthal so much, and that is, the mystery behind it all. We don't know as the player if her visions are true or not, and it's so fitting for this town. I think the key point to Morthal, Bethesda's kind of idea behind it, is the unknown. The marsh is unknown. The town wizard is unknown. The intentions behind the townsfolk and, the burned down house before you investigate, it's all unknown. And I think that's what draws the players in. And Jarl Idgord is a huge key part in, figuring that out. But we don't find out if, her visions are true or not.
I will be Jarl someday, Mother?
That is what the Divines have planned for you, yes.
Have you? Do you see that future? Will I be a good leader?
All things are possible, my child, but I believe it is within you to succeed.
I haven't Mother's gift. Not quite. But I've seen things.
What's wrong with Yorick?
My brother is sensitive. He has trouble focusing his attention on things. We were taking him to the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun, just so the healers could make sure he was in good health. And they say he's fine. Are you heading to Whiterun? Could you take this letter to the priestess, Danica Purespring? It's a note about Yorick's health.
Gorm thinks I'm mad. He doesn't say it, but I know he thinks it. Is he right? My mother sees things. She doesn't know why, but she does.
Idgord's daughter was also granted with the gift of foresight. However, it is pretty obvious that her powers aren't as strong as her mother's. Also, Yorick. It seems that he holds a lot of power with his visions, yet he struggles to kind of figure out how to use them. Because of this, he does come across as a little unstable. When speaking to his sister, she will ask us to deliver a message to the priestess in the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun regarding Yorick's health. Now, let's talk about the town wizard Falion. There's a lot of controversy regarding him. A lot of people have questions. They see him disappearing to the marsh at night, so they know something's up.
Have you made a decision about Falion?
What decision is there to be made? I allowed him to live here. I stand by that.
Yes, but there are concerns. Rumors that he's up to something.
We are all up to something, my dear. All is as it should be.
If you stand before me to accuse me of sacrificing children or eating the hearts of the dead, you may save your breath! I have done no such thing, nor do I intend to. I simply wish to live my life in peace.
Why would anyone accuse you of that?
The people of Morthal would much rather weave their own horrid tales about my life than simply ask me for the truth. If they choose to fear me in their ignorance, that's their choice, but it will not change what is true.
So when it comes to Falion, the people in town don't really trust him because he's an outsider who dabbles in most things that Nords fear and don't understand. He often goes out at night toward the marshes, and that alone makes people suspicious. Even though he actually helps people, like curing vampirism, his obsession with strange rituals and Daedric magic makes the townsfolk whisper behind his back. When approaching him in the marsh at night, doing what looks to be like some sort of Daedric ritual, you are met with this response.
What I am doing is none of your business. Why are you here? Did you follow me? I demand that you leave at once and never speak of this again.
Why should I keep this a secret?
It is none of your concern, I assure you. Just forget that you ever saw me here.
If you want me to keep quiet, it's going to cost you.
Is that so? I should have expected as much. Fine, I shall give you 200 gold, and you shall leave me in peace.
The way he acts guilty gives way to think that he is some sort of necromancer. He's also the only wizard in Skyrim that appears to be able to cure vampirism, so he definitely has knowledge beyond other mages.
I thought you should know Falion's up to something.
Ah, Falion. Always looking where he shouldn't for things he doesn't need. What has he done now?
He's casting spells out in the marsh in the middle of the night.
Ah, so it is not just dreams then. I have seen this. I will see that it is dealt with.
I personally don't believe that Falion means ill. I know that Morthal is pretty much a Nord-based town, and we already know their opinion on mages in general, so it's not like they have much respect for the art. I think he's just a curious mage. He seems to be very knowledgeable. He's the only one in Skyrim, like I said, that can cure vampirism, so he does help people. And I think he just likes to dabble in conjuration. And it's also a part of the mystery of Morthal. We don't know if he is a necromancer, if he's using these things for negative purposes. This is something we're unsure, but it's left to us to make the assumption. Morthal's always been one of those places that just sticks with me. It's quiet, creepy, but kind of beautiful in its own way. Everyone there has some mystery to them. Idgord with her visions, Falion messing with the magic people don't understand, and Alva with her dark secret. That's what makes it so interesting to me. It's small, but it's full of stories. It really makes you wonder how many other secrets Morthal's hiding. Like, for such a small town, it feels like everyone's tied to something mysterious, whether it's magic, dreams, or death. It's almost like the swamp itself remembers things people would rather forget. That's why every time I visit Morthal in a new playthrough, it just hits different. You can feel the mystery in the air. If you guys like this video, I would really appreciate if you would subscribe. I will be posting more lore videos in the future. This one is not my best work, and I apologize. It was already pre-recorded and I wasn't supposed to do voiceover with it, so it was kind of hard with editing to make the video the way I wanted it to be. So future lore videos should be a little bit better, but I still wanted to put this one out. I love Morthal. It's one of my favorite areas in the game. I've talked about it a lot in my Twitch streams. So if y'all want to follow my Twitch as well, everything is Law the Fairy, all of my socials. I love Skyrim. I love gaming in general. There will be ASMR playthrough videos coming soon. Thank you so much to anyone who stuck around till the end. It really means so much to me. And comment below if y'all like Morthal, if you are as intrigued with it as me, or if you hate it. I know a lot of people don't like it, so I totally understand. But then let me know, what is your favorite area in Skyrim? I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope everyone takes care.